This is Michael Saltzman from Lab Pronto. In this video, we're going to take a look at how easy and convenient it is to place a dental lab order via Lab Pronto, how the system works, and what is the process flow after you press the Order Now button. By now, you've probably already heard about Lab Pronto, some of the great features and capabilities that it has, such as expedited turnaround with every order, fantastic pricing, and great service. If you are not yet familiar with LabPronto.com, take a few minutes, go to the homepage LabPronto.com, watch the 1-minute video, take a look at the different categories of dental lab services being offered, and take a look at the full service and price list. Registering for Lab Pronto is of course quick and easy. There's no obligation and no commitment, just to register. You put in your contact information, and what registration allows you to do then is to browse the different order forms, take a look at the different services being offered via the order forms, and of course there's no commitment until you fully complete an order form, enter your payment information, and press the Order Now button. The way Lab Pronto works, and one of the ways we're able to offer expedited turnaround with every order, is when you place an order on Lab Pronto system prioritizes your order to the lab that has specialized and relevant training for your order and available in immediate time to start working on your order. The lab claims the order, prepares the plan or fabricates the relevant parts, and sends it to you. Placing an order is simple. On the homepage, you could see the relevant categories of the different types of services being offered by Lab Pronto. Browse the categories, select the relevant category, and go ahead and click on it. Once you get to the actual order form, you'll see that each order form has several different services being offered for that category. Just click the drop-down menu in section 1 of the order form. So for example, we're now looking at the orthodontics order form, and we could see there are several different services being offered. You could order a virtual clear aligner setup, which is the digital ortho plan. You could order the clear aligner tray fabrication, and that's in a situation where you already have or you prepared the digital plan and now you're looking to have the aligners fabricated. Or you could order the entire package, the complete clear aligner package that includes both the digital ortho setup as well as the aligner fabrication. Here as well, we're now looking at the surgical guide services, and you could see similar structure to what we had for the ortho services, that we offer one service, which is the digital plan, another service which is the actual item, and now it's the surgical guide, and a third service that includes both the plan and the complete surgical guide fabrication. So in this situation, the clinical treatment plan only would be paying to have the clinical treatment plan prepared in the software. The second option of ordering the surgical guide is in situations where you already have the plan prepared and you're just ordering the actual surgical guide. And the third situation is you're ordering both the clinical treatment plan as well as the complete surgical guide fabrication. And you can see here an example of the fantastic pricing being offered. For $119, you could have both the clinical treatment plan and the surgical guide completely fabricated, ready for use for a 1-implant case. Now that is for a 1-implant case, and each additional implant is an extra $29. But even so, you can see the pricing is extremely reasonable and allows you to really order a surgical guide for every case. Now, the different combination of services being offered via Lab Pronto, as we just discussed, you could order just the digital plan, just the fabrication of the actual item, or you could order both. But these options allow you and your team to prepare in-house the elements that you feel comfortable preparing. So if you feel that you need help preparing the virtual aligner setup for an ortho plan, you could go ahead and order that via Lab Pronto. And then the liner fabrication you could do in-house. If you have a 3D printer, you're interested in buying one for as little as $4,500, you can have a printer that prints the models, and you can then fabricate the liners in-house. There is a separate video where Dr. Baron Grutter actually goes through the finances about how much money is saved on a per case or monthly or yearly basis, and he has a great Excel where you could actually put in the number of cases and it outputs the amount of money that's saved and the increased profit margin on a monthly and yearly basis. So combining Lab Pronto with the software such as Blue Sky Plan really allows you to prepare in-house the components or the elements that you want to prepare in-house and get the help that you want to take care of the other remaining parts of the process flow. So let's take a look at the process and resources available when you place an order. If you mouse over, if you're on a PC, or if you click, if you're on the Lab Pronto app, the Learn More option, then you'll have a pop-up box that comes up that has a video regarding the different services in the particular category that you just selected, as well as it lists the services and the pricing in the relevant category. Clicking on the relevant service or just clicking on the order category from the homepage will take you to the actual order form. And as we mentioned earlier, that top section contains a drop-down that will show you the different services being offered for the relevant category. If you go ahead and click on service details, you'll have an information box that shows you the details of the service that you just selected. Proceed by going through the order form, and the order form does vary depending on the various service that you selected, and complete the information as completely as possible. Completing and providing full information as well as attaching the relevant scans or digital files will streamline the Lab Pronto process. If some data is missing or anything is unclear, then of course you'll be contacted for clarification, but that might delay things a bit, so always try to complete the information as thoroughly and as completely as possible. And while you are completing the form, there might be different options about how you would like the case planned or fabricated, or if you want to get clinical planning consultation. And depending on the services and options that you selected, the total order in the bottom right will be updated as you go. So you can always see, for example, the base pricing assumes that you're going to be attaching or uploading the digital scans and files. If you don't have a scanner and you like to ship the impressions or the physical models, that is a possibility as well, and you could see that there is an additional fee for that. The first time you place an order, you're prompted to add your shipping details, your payment details, and your contact information. All that information will be stored securely by the Lab Pronto system, and that enables you in the future to place orders without re-entering the information. So you'll have an expedited ordering process and a simplified process for all your future orders. All data being transferred to and from Lab Pronto is transferred using a secure, HIPAA-compliant file transfer and storage system. Let's take a look at what happens after you press the Order Now button. The Lab Pronto system then goes through an internal process that prioritizes and sends your order to the best matched lab that can complete the order properly and quickly, and of course has immediate time to start working on your order. When that happens, you receive a notification. Notifications via Lab Pronto can be sent out via email and text message. You receive a notification that your order is being worked on. You do have buttons there, and the way the system works is that anytime you receive a notification, it will come with relevant options. So here, if you want to send a message to the lab, you could go ahead and click send a message to the lab. All the messages that are sent back and forth regarding a particular order are automatically stored in the system and attached to the relevant data files. So you'll always have a record of the communication that happened between you and the lab. You also have a button here for upload additional files for this order. So in a situation where you forgot to include a particular digital file, you could go ahead and click the button and upload it as well. If the lab is waiting for your feedback or your approval, such as in a situation where you order the clinical treatment plan and a complete surgical guide fabrication. So once the lab has completed the digital design of the clinical treatment plan, you'll receive a notification that the lab is waiting for your feedback. You'll have the options to download and to review the plan that was prepared, and then go ahead and click the Approve Now button to approve the case and have the lab fabricate the physical parts. If you have any messages or comments, then you can click the message button, send a message to lab, and communicate with the lab that way. And of course, if needed, you could call the lab or the lab could call you to communicate regarding the case. Now, this is an important point here, is if the lab is waiting for your feedback, then make sure please to review the case in a timely manner as not to delay the fabrication of the relevant part. Once your order has been fully completed, you'll receive an email as such, and if it's a digital plan that you ordered, you'll have a button to download and to review the plan. Or if you've ordered a physical part that needs to be mailed to you, then you'll have a tracking link in the email, and you can click on the tracking link to see the status of your shipment. Now, a great feature about the Lab Pronto system is the order history option that you have after logging in to LabPronto.com. And what this allows you to do is to see the status of your ongoing orders, exactly what the stage of each order is up to, as well as to see records about your completed orders, what they were, what the total amounts were, which lab performed the job, etc., etc. All the data that's being transferred to and from Lab Pronto, including the data files that you submit for your case and the prepared plans created by the lab, and all the messaging communication that went back and forth, is all stored and backed up and accessible from anywhere via BioBigBox. You will always be able to return and see the data that you submitted, the prepared plan that Lab Pronto created, as well as the messaging that went back and forth.